History is often thought of as a set of facts that have been established and accepted as truth. However, there are many instances where what we consider to be historical fact is actually a falsehood or exaggeration. From misconceptions about famous figures such as Einstein and Hitler, to inaccurate portrayals of events like the Boston Tea Party and the Irish Famine, these false facts have become deeply ingrained in our understanding of history. In this video, edited by our youngest, we will explore some of these misconceptions and discover the truth behind them. One commonly held belief is that Einstein failed math in school. This rumor actually originated from the popular American magazine, Ripley's Believe It or Not. However, Einstein himself denied this claim and stated, "I never failed in mathematics. Before I was 15 I had mastered differential and integral calculus." Although Einstein excelled in math, he did struggle in other non-science related subjects such as French. Another false belief is that Hitler was a raging, shouting maniac in person. This notion may stem from the desire to believe that someone who committed such atrocities would have an outwardly aggressive personality. However, according to those who knew him personally, such as his secretary Trottel Junge, Hitler was actually quite subdued and friendly in private. Even during the incident depicted in the famous scene from the movie Downfall, Junge reported being shocked to hear Hitler raise his voice, as she had never witnessed such behavior during her 2 years of working with him. A popular image of ninjas is that they dressed entirely in black in order to blend in with the night and remain stealthy. However, this is not entirely accurate. In reality, ninjas often dressed like normal people in order to blend in with their surroundings. The all-black ninja attire is actually a portrayal from Japanese theater, intended to make it more obvious to the audience that the characters on stage were supposed to be ninjas. In fact, if they had worn all black, it would have made them stand out and be easily recognizable. Many people believe that classical Greece and Rome were characterized by a predominance of white statues and clothing. However, this is not the case. In actuality, these societies utilized a wide range of colored paints and dyes in their art and clothing. The misconception that classical Greece and Rome were primarily white may stem from the fact that many of the statues and artifacts that have survived through the centuries have lost their original pigmentation due to weathering and aging. The Boston Tea Party, one of the most iconic events leading up to the American Revolution, is often depicted as a grand and celebratory event. However, historical accounts suggest that it was a relatively quiet and orderly affair. In fact, it was recorded as one of the quietest nights in Boston at the time. The idea of the Boston Tea Party as a wild, rowdy celebration is likely a later embellishment of the event. The Irish Famine of the 1840s is often thought of as a natural disaster. However, this is not entirely accurate. While there were certainly weather-related issues that contributed to the famine, the root cause was the fact that food was being exported from Ireland to Britain while the Irish population was suffering from starvation. This was a result of the economic policies of the British government, which prioritized the interests of the British over those of the Irish. In 1994, a woman named Stella Liebeck sued McDonald's after she sustained third-degree burns from a cup of coffee that was served to her at the fast food chain. The case is often joked about as frivolous and an example of someone trying to take advantage of the legal system. However, the reality is that Liebeck's injuries were severe and required a skin graft. It was also discovered that the coffee served at the McDonald's location in question was being kept at a temperature that was well above the legal limit for serving hot drinks in a cup. The perception of this case as frivolous is likely due to a successful public relations campaign on the part of McDonald's. It is a well-known joke that Austria's greatest accomplishment is convincing the world that Mozart, one of the greatest composers of all time, was Austrian. However, this is not entirely true. While Mozart was born and raised in Austria, his citizenship and nationality are actually somewhat ambiguous. He spent much of his adult life traveling and working in other countries, and it is not entirely clear whether he considered himself to be Austrian or something else. Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France during the French Revolution, is often remembered for her supposed callous statement, "Let them eat cake," when told that the people were starving and had no bread to eat. However, this quote is actually a fabrication and there is no historical evidence to suggest that Marie Antoinette ever said or even thought such a thing. Another common misconception is that eating carrots will improve your eyesight. This belief has been passed down for generations, but it is not based in fact. While carrots do contain vitamin A, which is important for eye health, consuming them will not necessarily improve your eyesight. The origins of this myth can be traced back to World War II, when the Royal Air Force spread the rumor that the reason their pilots could find enemy planes so quickly was because they ate a lot of carrots. This was done to conceal the true reason, which was the use of radar technology. The History Channel, a popular cable television channel, is often thought of as a credible source of historical information. However, the accuracy of the content on the channel has been called into question in recent years. Many critics have pointed out that the channel tends to focus on sensational and sensationalized topics rather than providing accurate and well-researched historical content. Another popular historical figure is Paul Revere, who is often remembered for his famous ride to warn the colonists that the British are coming. However, this is not an accurate portrayal of events. The reality is that the majority of the colonists were British, and using the term British would have made little sense. Instead, Paul Revere actually said the regulars are coming, referring to the British troops. Ned Kelly, an Australian outlaw, is often remembered for his supposed last words, such as life. However, this quote is actually a fabrication by the reporter who was present at Kelly's execution. In reality, Kelly's last words are not recorded, and it is likely that the reporter added the quote for dramatic effect. Despite this, the phrase "such as life" has become an enduring part of Ned Kelly's legacy. Many people believe that swords and axes were the primary weapons used throughout human history. However, this is not the case. In reality, spears were the most commonly used weapon throughout most of human history. This includes societies such as the Vikings, the samurai, and the knights of medieval Europe. The idea that swords and axes were the primary weapons may stem from the fact that they are often depicted in popular media and are considered to be more romantic, or heroic, weapons. In conclusion, it is clear that there are many misconceptions and false facts that are often considered to be a part of our understanding of history. It is important to question what we think we know and to be open to the possibility that some facts may actually be false. By understanding the truth behind these misconceptions, we can gain a deeper and more accurate understanding of the past. So, we hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting and informative videos. Thank you for watching.